Hi guys, and welcome to another Trailer Tuesday. I'm Chandler Bullock, and I'm going to be reviewing the new trailer for the new Paranormal Activity film, Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimension. Now, many of you may or may not know, this film is slated to be the first 3D found footage film, which is kind of interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check out the trailer, you're going to watch me check that out, and then I'm going to give you what I think about that trailer afterwards. So I got these, so you can hear the trailer for yourself without hearing anything from my end. So let's get started. Starting now.
Katie, Christy, I want you to concentrate.
Concentrate. I need you to concentrate.
She's like in some sort of trance state or something. They're inducing a trance.
Where'd you get this?
From a box of 80 VHS tapes the old homeowners left in the basement.
This tape is 20 years old.
Tell me what you see.
I think I see two men. What are your names?
Brian. Mike.
We're the Fleege brothers.
Brothers. Daddy, I can't sleep.
What's going on?
I hear noises in my room.
You hear noises in your room? Okay, well, Daddy will go up and make sure everything's...
Bless you.
What the hell? Did you see that?
We gotta find more of those tapes.
Look at this camera.
And there's obviously something going on here. It's got all these knobs you can adjust.
Oh my god. How do you hold that?
Cool.
So big.
It's so big!
This is weird. I'm seeing something, and there's this thing that I'm picking up with the camera.
Who is that?
I think this camera can see things you cannot see with the naked eye.
This is so cool.
I've heard of spirit photography before, I've just never seen it in person.
What are you doing in here?
What did she say?
Is she talking backwards? Is she saying Bloody Mary?
Whatever's happening is connected to the tapes.
Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
She has never tried anything like this before.
How did she get up that high?
He's gonna take me away. Toby.
What if someone conspired for us to be in this house?
This is no coincidence, and I believe she's part of a prophecy.
Mike, don't move. There's something behind you.
You'll do. You'll do.
Okay. Right. So that was the trailer for Paranormal Activity: The Ghost Dimension. Now, there's a lot going on in this trailer. For those of you who are keeping track of the franchise, this would be the 6th official film in the franchise. Now, I say 6th because it really is the 6th one, although you could kind of chalk this up to a Paranormal Activity 5, because we did have Paranormal Activity, the marked ones, in between 4 and this film, which was slated as a sort of spin-off to the whole franchise, but it really did tie into the entire lore of this film series. Now, it looks like this is a lot of more of the same, really, when it comes to Paranormal Activity, which is fine. You know, I think that just like Saw was for a few years, Paranormal Activity has become a nice little thing to look forward to around Halloween. But I really hope that they manage to keep this a bit more coherent than the last couple of titles. 4 was a bit disjointed. I see there are nice little nods to the previous films. You have the VHS tapes, which kind of harkens back to the 3rd film and all the VHS tapes used in that one. Obviously the girls as well. I do like that there's a bit of meta play in this particular film. I like how the girls are interacting with the people who are watching the videos. I think that's a really interesting dimension to it because, dimensions. But it's an interesting way to do it because by making this film in 3D, which is very strange for a found footage film, I hope that works out. We'll see in the cinemas if that works out. But by doing that, you're interacting with your audience directly. And so what they're already showing in the film is a video that's interacting with this audience directly and haunting them. So maybe it adds an extra layer of tension or an extra dimension of fear and terror when you're watching the film. Who knows? I will say this, though. What I really enjoyed about the first 3 titles of this franchise was that they kind of underplayed the CGI. The CGI was there to serve the scare tactics of the film. So the CGI was there just to either make something not visible or make something appear out of nowhere that was already there. A lot of masking techniques were used, or techniques to make a sheet appear as if nothing was underneath it and you don't know how. And in this case, they're actually showing ghosts. There are quite a few ghosts shown in the trailer, and they really look rather CGI to me. I'm not buying it. And I think that's a bit sad when it comes to what Paranormal Activity has been able to do in the past. I mean, you have films from years ago. I think this franchise started somewhere around 2007, so it's almost 10 years ago that that film was made. And in a way, I feel that it still looked better than what we just saw. So I'm hoping that this isn't a case of the studios getting too big, too polished, and just too much. So maybe this looks really nice in 3D. I don't know. I'd have to see this in the cinema with the 3D trailer, or, you know, it's coming out in October, so it's going to be here pretty soon. So let's just, you know, I'd say check it out when it comes out, just to see if it works out. But I don't know, the CGI tunnel and some of the ghost scares, it didn't really, I mean, I didn't jump or anything. It didn't grasp me. I will say some of the effects are nice, though. The shadow people thing kind of looked pretty cool. I liked when they showed the brother Mike, and you had the shadow appearing behind him. That was really nice and subtle, and kind of back to what I want to see from a Paranormal Activity film, subtle terror. I loved in the third one, I think my favorite gag that they did was there was a bit of rubble that comes down from the ceiling because the house starts shaking, and then you see just the outline of the demon. And I think that's a nice subtlety to it, and keep it like that. But they're throwing a lot in this film. You've got the creepy kids who are saying things that they shouldn't be saying. You got people talking in tongues and talking backwards. You've got videos that interact with people. You've got ghosts. You've still got the demon from the original franchise. You've got a prophecy this time. Whereas I was kind of cool with the very low-key kind of Faustian make a deal with the devil and the devil gets his due kind of storyline they had with the first few films. And to make it a bigger prophecy, we'll see how that works out. Of course, you have to have a priest get, you know, a very, very bad end. And another thing I will say I find a little disappointing with this trailer is that it ends on a note that we've seen before. If you've ever seen Wreck or Quarantine, which is the American remake of Wreck, if you've seen those trailers, they also spoiled the film to show the protagonist being pulled away at the end of it. Quarantine even has that as the poster and the boxing for the home video releases. And we get a similar moment like that in this particular trailer. You see the priest getting pulled away. And I feel that might serve as a nice little nod to other films, but I don't know. With a franchise like Paranormal Activity, it just kind of feels like you're cashing in on that. So I would think now in 2015, with the franchise, with the 6th installment, you'd be able to find something that's a little bit more unique to this. And they're choosing the 3D to do that, and I think that's admirable, because I've never seen a found footage movie in 3D. I don't know how that's going to work out. So I'm looking forward to see how it works out. If you have any comments or suggestions yourself, what did you think of the trailer? Let me know. Just put it down in the comments, and I'll see you next week with another trailer. Alright guys, see you around.